Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. In today's video, we will be discussing Marcus Rashford to FC Barcelona. Will this signing work? Is this a good signing for FC Barcelona? Is this a good move for Marcus MBE Rashford? So I recently had a live stream, got tons of questions about Rashford, and they said that a lot of reports have dropped. Went through, read them all. So what it looks like is United and Barca have reached an agreement. Marcus Rashford has said yes to FC Barcelona ever since January, and the move looks to be a loan with an option to buy, no obligation to buy. So it's a risk-free move from Barca. So let's take a look from Barca's perspective. They've obviously been after wingers. Nico Williams, most notably, obviously who rejected them. I made a video about that discussing the stupid decision of Nico Williams and just the countless of stupid decisions by this new young generation. They obviously had some interest in Xavi Simons, Nusa as well from Leipzig, probably some other wingers. I'm forgetting about Lookman. I think Lookman was more pushing. It was more Lookman pushing. And obviously Luis Diaz, which never made any sense. I mean, if you look at Luis Diaz, inconsistent, injury prone, nowhere near worth the money they're gonna pay for him, and he's getting older, which means you're not gonna get that many seasons out of him. Doesn't have immense PR, I don't really know what he brings to the table. And when you buy a player like that, who's starting week in, week out for Liverpool, in that age, he wants some guarantees. Marcus Rashford, on the other hand, doesn't need any guarantees. He's the one desperate. He's the one liking Barca players' pictures on Instagram. He's the one liking Barcelona when they upload something on Instagram. And that's very important. It's like when you get a girlfriend. I'm not saying you want her to be desperate in you, but you want that person to want to be there. And in this case, Rashford really wants to be at FC Barcelona because he believes, he can finally get back in his footballing career. So from FC Barcelona's perspective, this is a risk-free move. You're getting Rashford on loan. I don't think he has the highest wages. He's probably lowered his wages just to come to FC Barcelona. Second of all, there's no obligation to buy. So if the worst thing happens, Rashford is complete garbage, it don't matter. Rashford also versatile, can play up front for FC Barcelona, who love to play that counter-attacking. He will have to be pressing though, and then can play off the left. So this is more attacking reinforcement. You have Yamal, you have Rafinha, you have Lewandowski, you have Rooney, Bardghji, who I saw in the recent report Flick has enjoyed what he's done in training, and we've seen Flick give a lot of opportunities and minutes to youngsters. So you basically got two attacking options going into next season. We obviously know about Ferran Torres in the squad still. What happens with Ferran though? Because he plays left and striker just like Rashford. I think potentially Barca should look to offload Ferran because now his stocks are really high. I don't think next season he's going to be as good as last season with these new arrivals. So if I was Barca at this moment, I would look to sell Ferran Torres, probably to a Premier League club. They got the money, and get my money back for Ferran because, well, remember, Barca paid a lot of money for Ferran Torres, and he's repaying them. So from Barca's perspective, this is a good move. This is a signing they wanted to make. This is a signing that suits what they've been interested in and what they need to strengthen. Barcelona obviously last season competed in every single tournament, won all of them apart from the Champions League. And what happened in the Champions League? Lewandowski was injured in the first leg and came on completely cooked in the second leg, couldn't do that much. If you have a Rashford that can start those games instead, imagine what would have happened. Rashford as well is someone that likes to turn up in big games. Yes, he's had probably a lot of generational disaster classes in big games, but we do remember a lot of big games from Rashford. For example, I watched the Europa League game. Both the two games in the Europa League, the Old Trafford was a little bit less, but at the Camp Nou, he was superb in that game. Obviously, that was 2-3 seasons ago, but who knows? Now, talking from United's perspective quickly, United, they wanted to get rid of Rashford. They did a cheeky move to Aston Villa. He had some good moments, but Aston Villa did not want to keep him. They're expecting and hoping it goes way better at FC Barcelona so they can sell him. The option to buy, I don't know what it is. It should probably be around 40 million. Obviously, Barca will be paying most of his wages as well. So, this is a good move for United. Amorim didn't want to keep him at the club. So, from United's perspective, it's a good as well. Now, let's talk about the most important thing. Marcus Rashford. What is he? 27 years of age. Used to be compared to Kylian Mbappe. Used to have memorable moments. Used to be called one of the best talents in the world. In some moments used to be called the best player in the world or one of the best players in the world, and now just a former shell of himself. Obviously, we don't want to play any excuses. If I was Marcus Rashford, I would blame everything on me. Because when you blame everything on you, you take accountability, you take responsibility. That's how you will grow in your career. But if you look at Rashford's situation, he's been playing at Manchester United. And this is not a Rashford thing. This is a Manchester United thing. Anthony, McTominay. I feel like there's another attacker. I remember Dalot. Dalot was looking good at AC Milan. This is a United thing. When you play at Manchester United, you don't play at the level you should be playing at. First of all, the mentality at United is completely garbage. They're not aiming to win any trophies. They're not aiming to do anything. That club is all about, oh, we are very shit, but we're still earning so much money. Let's just keep it like that. They also have some ownership problems. Ratcliffe and the Glazers. Disgusting. If my club was owned by those two, I would genuinely question stopping to support the club. Because those people are not doing what's best for United. They're doing what's best for themselves economically and everything. Especially when it comes to the Glazers. Ratcliffe, I mean, he's just stupid. Extremely stupid. He took out an extreme amount of money loan so that he could buy United. And now he's trying to save as much money at United so he can repay back that loan. Yeah, so the situation at United, completely garbage, which makes every player drop in their level. They can sign Prime Messi, and he will look 50%. He will not look as good. That's how bad that club is. Building the squad around Bruno Fernandes, letting him have, I don't know, he had an average of like 20 possession loss every single game. And it's not like he's dominating something. So I think Manchester United is a valuable excuse for Marcus Rashford not reaching his potential and not being at the ability he is at. I mean, that's easy for everyone to believe in. Then let's talk about Rashford. Rashford is also a bit stupid. He extended at Manchester United when he made no sense. United have been garbage since 2012-2013. But Marcus Rashford is from the academy and he's like, oh, I want to build the legacy from the academy, Carrington, English, star boy, United. Stop! This legacy thing and everything. Imagine your legacy if you went to an actual competitive club. And that's why when you see Cunha going to United, when you see Mbeumo going to United, it's all about ka-ching. It's all about the money. Mbeumo had 40k at Brentford, is getting 250k at United. You know, when it's Paris Saint-Germain, it's so easy to say, oh, those players are going for money. What the fuck do you think players are going to United for? It's all about the moolah. It's all about the money. That's another reason Rashford extended. He got a huge contract to United because they were willing to offer him that money because they are generating a lot of money. So from Rashford's perspective, he's also made some stupid decisions. You know, he was out clubbing when he was supposed to have a training session. He said, I'm sick. Then they found him at a club drinking. So I think it was a very bad relationship. It's clear that Marcus Rashford is not the strongest mentally man. He's not the man that is making the right decisions. But he was also at a very weak mentally club that is not doing the right decisions either. It was just a very bad relationship. And I think both for Rashford and for United, this is a perfect move in the future. United, I still don't know about their future. Rashford though, this could be the moment he's been waiting for. If we want to blame all of his failure in the past 5 years on United, this is the moment he's been waiting for. I don't know what's going on in Rashford's head. I don't know who he blames the failure in his career on. Is it himself? Is it Manchester United? Or is it both? One thing that's for sure though, the United part will go away. He will be joining FC Barcelona. A team, yes, for a few years, they were a bit similar to United. Europa League exits, knocked out by United in the Europa League as well. And, you know, careless business, careless this. They're still having obviously some problems, but they are a team that has always been able and been trying to compete for the biggest clubs in the world. You know, when Barca have a trophyless season, it's the worst thing that can happen to them. Why? Because they have that high standard. United have lost that high standard. A top 4 finish is good. A top 6, a top 9 getting Conference League is a good position for United. So Marcus Rashford, the environment is extremely important, obviously, when you get impacted by it. So if Marcus Rashford goes from this dead club in Manchester United and joins FC Barcelona, who, as I said, competed for every single trophy last season, won all of them apart from the UEFA Champions League. The environment can have a really positive effect on him. Rashford, I think he's been waiting. He waited that United would get competitive. He waited that United would get good, but it never happened. But Barca, he doesn't have to wait. He'll be playing with the likes of Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Balde, Koundé, Kubarsi, Inigo, Gavi, Olmo. Look at this team. And look at the United team. When you play with better players, you automatically become better because then you have to do less stuff. I felt to United, Rashford had to do so much. He had to do the progressive carrying, he had to do goal scoring, he had to do the playmaking. Now he can focus on what Flick asks him to do. Rashford, Barca, United, I think everyone is happy about this decision. The only thing maybe would have made United happier is if there was an obligation to buy, because if the worst happened and Rashford does not perform, they will get their money. But I do believe that Rashford will perform at Barca, and someone, who sees FC Barcelona as one of the contenders, for the favorites for the Champions League against us, this is a good move. Imagine we're playing Barca, it's 2-2, Rashford comes off the bench. Or imagine if you're facing up Rafinha as the 10, Yamal and Rashford on the wings, and Leva up top. We need to make some signings as well. But I think this is a great move. I've been pushing for it. I know a lot of people have been trolling, Barca linked to Rashford, he's a bum. Yeah, at the moment he's performing as a bum. But we gotta be honest. Rashford is one of the most talented attackers in the past 10 years. Fortunately, it's gone very bad for him. A bit like Kylian Mbappe. But Mbappe, he was playing at Paris Saint-Germain with the best players in the world, with Lionel Messi and Neymar and Di Maria and Verratti, and still stinking it up. The excuses for Mbappe were extremely hard to make. But the excuses for Rashford, there are plenty of them. That is not blamed on him. Obviously, there are a lot of stuff blamed on Rashford himself. I think he can improve all of them. That's been it from your boy PS Gents. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below. Good deal or bad deal? Rashford, MBE to Manchester Barcelona. That's been it from boy PS Gents. And as usual, allez, allez. Allez Paris.